So, artificial intelligence is not something new which has come up just like that at this point of time. It has been there in large enterprises for quite some time. What has now captured the public imagination of late is a generative AI, which is there for the last 15 or so months. It is helping you to summarize or create new content, personalized stuff which was not there before in the typical machine learning, artificial intelligence arena. My introduction to this whole data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, all that happened in the last 5 6 years. Actually, I started my career in sales, then I was in sales strategy, then I was in finance team for the last 10 years, and then I came to this data science field that really created opened my eyes to the kind of possibilities which are there, make our customer journeys much more easier and much more smoother, manage the risk better, manage a customer service better or a claim service better. How do you impart intelligence which is available as a data which is there as an experience for a long time, convert that into some kind of intelligence so that you are able to identify who are our best customers so that they get the best of the processes, and rest of the risk mitigation can be deployed, and that kind of dovetailed with the organization requirement also. So it's been a quite an exciting journey, and now we are all looking into newer things like generative AI and things like that. There are three, four key areas which we identified where AI can play a very crucial role. One is on identifying riskier profiles at the time of underwriting. Life insurance comes with a cover, which is minimum 10 times cover. Sometimes the leverage is like 50 times cover of the premium or 100 times the cover of the premium. You need to underwrite this policy and identify risky profiles which will not give us early claims. The company's purpose is to settle the claims, but we don't want early claims which are fraudulent in nature. So that is where we have deployed machine learning models. This has really has given us a lot of early gains. We are able to see 50% of those riskier cases not getting accepted. The second area where we get a lot of advantage is on the persistency front. Persistency is a metric which is there in life insurance, which is about how much policies are continue paying premium. Life insurance is a long-term contract, so usually the premiums are paid over 10 years, 15 years, and so on. We have deployed multiple models to identify who are the vulnerable customers who might not end up paying the premium, so that you give a hand-holding experience to them. So our persistency numbers, which is there in the public domain, is one of the best in the insurance industry. It's more than 88, 89%. The third area where we have seen a lot of benefit coming to us is on the customer service. We have tried to use AI to understand which are the customers who will require a better handholding. Those customers are handled by our senior agents, and a better customer service experience is provided to them. For the last 3 years, our NPS score among the life insurance companies, ours is the best. AI driven things has kind of helped us to give a better experience to our customers. We have models which are AI models which are determining the right product to the right customer at the right price. The second thing is also life insurance is a long term product where a customer joins us and then he can be there till retirement, and post retirement also annuity can happen. So there the life stage changes, the customer needs actually changes, and that's where it creates an upsell opportunity. You need to identify which are the customers who require a different set of products at this point of time, so that you go back to them and then kind of recommend it. Again, an AI engine actually does this. So these are the three, four areas where we are seeing a lot of early gains coming through. So there are two kinds of customers what we can look about it. One is that the internal customers, which are the various teams which are using the AI tools. Basically, that is kind of changing the way they are working. The acceptance is quite high. The reason being that the approach we have taken is that it is a user participating approach. So a business team comes back with a problem, saying that this is a problem what we are trying to solve, which will give a customer a better experience. The problem It's been then seen, is there an AI solution possible? What are the hypotheses we can test, and is enough data is there for us to develop a model which can be deployed? Then the model is deployed. Then in conjunction with the team, the model is tested for efficacy. Then the models are deployed, and the team starts using it. They see that they are able to identify and work more efficiently, then acceptance goes through. The other side, from a customer point of there, the complexities of the model are something which is not exposed to them. They have a seamless experience. In the behind, for instance, if a customer will require some more hand holding from us from a customer service perspective, that knowledge is passed on by the AI to the customer executive, so the customer doesn't see the difference. Similarly, if you are a customer which the intelligence says that you might not pay your premium, the customer is not informed about it or something. But what happens is there is a senior team which gets involved and interacts with the customer, comfort him and explain the product much in much more detail, so that continues paying the premium. Overall acceptance for AI tools and AI interventions is quite good. AWS has been a very key part of this AI journey. Their infrastructure, our basic infrastructure is in AWS. We use SageMaker, which is our primary platform for analyzing data and then model development. We are now using AWS Bedrock also, which is helping us to set up, generative AI use cases. We are also using S3 for storing and all that, EC2 instances, ECS instances for UAT and for as well as for deployment. So our backbone from a AI development perspective and deployment perspective, the AWS is what we are using, and that has been comforting factors for us when a new area comes in like a generative AI. So it's been quite good, and the support we get from the team is also quite good. One of the things what we have to do is that there are many large language models which are there now. When we need to do, let's say, a simple use case like I need to create a chatbot for a product. I have a lot of product literature, and somebody who's new may not understand what that particular product is. For instance, somebody who spent 3 years versus somebody who spent 3 months, the difference in the product knowledge is huge. How do you close this gap is the whole idea. Now, one of the ways you close the gap is to give a effective assistant, okay, a bot kind of a thing, which will help the fresher to understand the product better. Now, this whole thing of post training of an LLM and access to large LLMs, AWS Bedrock platform is kind of giving us. So that has helped us to post train some of our requirements using multiple LLMs, and in there not only AWS LLMs are there, so we can choose which is the best one which is available for that particular use case, and then we can kind of use that for post training. With an advent of generative AI, where there is ability to do now projects not just with structured data but also with unstructured data. So our ability to integrate text, speech, vision, and then combine it with stuff like medical report reading and stuff like that. So those are the things which can come in near future. And more and more things happening, like if the health records are a little more digitized in terms of a language. So a lot of these things can help in terms of the interaction, and customers may not be exposed to the complexity, but they will have a simpler process. So traditionally, from a structured data, which is what the tables and columnar data which was there, and most of the predictive AIs are sitting there. From there to combine that into unstructured data is what the thing is going to be there. So in terms of content generation, you will see a lot of developments happening. Particularly, if I want to do a marketing campaign today, I might be doing one campaign in a particular state or pan India one campaign. So these are some of the areas where we'll see a lot of things happening. One of the things what we don't realize is that we are already interacting with a lot of intelligence which is there, which can be, let's say, an Alexa. Some of the recommendations what we see, there is an AI behind it which is actually kind of doing that. So we are already participating in some of this, and when we are participating and interacting with some of these interfaces, it is also kind of refining its learning and responses. What would happen is this kind of interaction between us and machines, it will help to refine this better. machines might become much more comfortable in a multilingual thing. For instance, this English thing which is there in India, or even in a first to begin with in a single language, saying that machines are able to understand the language what we are talking, and then you don't require a coding ability or some machine language you need to use to interact with the machine. That will be the big step. Then that opens up lot of avenues for things. It is mostly pay per use, and the scaling ability is already inbuilt in. So some of our processes where there is a model deployment has happened, we don't have to worry about suddenly what if there are 1,000 policies logged in at the same time. This auto scale up happens automatically, so that the model running and the response, the API response happen is built is automatically taken care. Similarly, from a deployment perspective, how do I deploy a particular service? It's much more faster and much more easier for us. So it's been quite good and removes the infrastructure worry from our mind and helps us to focus on our ability to build models and then take it forward. And that eventually kind of helps our customers, because then the customer experience is uniform and well regulated. They don't have to feel up and down kind of a thing. One of the key focuses what we have as an organization is learning and development is our key core message, and particularly in the data science team there's been a outsized focused on training and developing. So everybody need to go through certain a number of hours of training on a weekly basis. In that way we are able to get that support from AWS. We have had when immersion trainings in terms of if there is a particular specific a tool is there, we get support from AWS from a training perspective. Apart from that, there are periodic symposiums which happen, which gives us a good idea for us to interact with our industry colleagues and also to understand what are the various use cases, industries and other areas which is happening, not only from BFSI, even otherwise also. And it also helps us to benchmark ourselves where we are compared to other organizations. So that's also has been a very helpful thing for us to get an outside view. It is going to remove a lot of repetitive and mundane job, which will allow people to focus more on more creative problem solving issues. If I have to take an example in life insurance underwriting, so there is an underwriter who kind of assesses a particular case, and maybe 10-15 minutes is the time he has to go through the medical reports, application data. Then he has to understand what are the deviations are there, and then go and understand what is the rate up need to be given, and then go ahead with that. Now this is a repetitive job. If it is kind of a machine enabled job, which means the machine does the pre work, so it understands the medical reports, makes a summary, it understands the application data, makes a summary, and then kind of combine it and then give a recommendation which can be validated by the human. Then it kind of reduces your 10-15 minutes maybe to a 2-3 minutes or a 5 minutes kind of a thing, while it is happening in the corporate world. But it will also happen throughout, where lot of this repetitive stuff what we are doing will become mission driven, which will free up the time for people to concentrate on more creative problems to which requires a human mind to solve. That's how the thing is going to go. There are a lot of things which is there. For instance, today all application which comes in for a login gets assessed using an AI. If you are calling up the call center, the service what you get is assessed by the AI. If customer is putting in a claim, that has been looked upon, assessed by an AI. Either you are not getting a reminder or you get a reminder for paying the premium is actually determined by AI. Every interaction there is an AI element which is in the back, which is built into the journey, but it's kind of helping the customer to get a better experience and the best value.